Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 26 with the St. Louis Cardinals. We're into June of year 2, and it's been a pretty good year for us, all things considered. There have been a couple of hiccups, most notably our top draft pick from last year, the number 5 pick in the draft, is down to a 45 potential, and he's out with a partially torn UCL for the next 9 months. So that's not good. But our other top pick, Appenzeller, looks pretty okay. And we're playing pretty okay. We're 43-37. We're tied for first place with the Cubs. And not much has changed from a statistical standpoint. So I sent Yoniston Garcia back down to the minors because he was 3 for his first 30. Put Ciani back in the lineup, and then Ciani proceeded to get hurt. So I went with Victor Scott just for the defense. He's not hitting either, but just for the defense. You can see how we're doing offensively. Again, I'm not going to go into a deep dive here just because, it's only been 2 weeks since I last left you at the last episode. But Paredes, Wynn, Nootbaar, Walker, all having pretty good seasons. Kyle Tucker has, I don't want to say turned it around because June wasn't great. Yeah. It's a little concerning, given that we're into him for $40 million for each of the next 3 seasons, but we'll figure it out. Our catching situation, they're hitting. Crooks and Bernal are both hitting, so things look pretty good there from an offensive perspective. Pitching-wise, we're hanging on our starters. Gonzalez, Crochet, Palante, Matthews, McGreevy have all been really, really good, and our closer and Henkes. Everybody else has been varying levels of average to below average. But we're in July, we're in first place, so I think that means we have to be buyers to some extent. What that means, I'm not entirely sure. But we are going to sim up to the draft, and then we'll see about making some additions at that point. If we go 0-11 here over the next 11 games, maybe we don't, but we'll see how things go. Game 1 at Milwaukee is a 4-3 win. 2 hits and an RBI from Walker. Weatherholt and Walker both homer. J.J. Weatherholt starting to hit a bit. You can see back-to-back multi-hit games. McGreevy gets the win. Henkes with another save. And then back to Tony Gonzalez. That's a 3-2 loss. That's a rough one. Contreras is ready to go. So who's going to go to the minors? I mean, Zerpe's pitching, so it can't be him. It's got to be Thompson. We're going to do this then. We're going to let Contreras rehab. No, I don't want to waive him. I want to send him on a rehab assignment. Yeah, any game that we start Gonzalez or Crochet that ends up in a loss is really frustrating. We've got Seattle now, and back-to-back games with Gonzalez and Crochet on the mound, we lose. That's not good. Win 5-3 behind Palante. Encarnacion, Strand, and Tucker both homer. Bernal's up to 281. The kid can hit as a 22-year-old catcher. Final game of the series against Seattle. We got Quinn Matthews going. He's got that ERA down to about 4.3. I'll take that. Hamilton, 3 hits, 2 RBI. Weatherholt, 2 RBI. Steals 2 more bases. Yeah, I mean, he can't field, he can't hit, but he's certainly going to run a bunch. Zerpe picks up his 3rd one. He's been good. 119 ERA plus. I mean, the BABIP's 208, so there's going to be some regression, I think, at some point. But until that regression hits, I'm not going to worry too much about it. We'll keep going. McGreevy against the White Sox. Encarnacion, Strand down for 3 to 4 weeks. So I think we just stick Baker in. Is there anybody we want to call up and give some at-bats to? I mean, Garcia. I mean, he's certainly hitting AAA pitching. Do we give him another? Yeah, we'll give him another chance. We'll find some at-bats for him. Baker will be our starting first baseman. Will be our starting first baseman. In fact, I think what we're going to do is this. And then we can come in here and it should put Scott in as the defensive replacement. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. No, I don't want Burleson batting every second game against lefties. Baker is better against lefties than he is, slightly better against lefties than he is against righties. But here, I'm okay every second day with Burleson coming in. All right, so we got the White Sox leading into the draft. We lose 4-1. We're gonna get swept by the White Sox, aren't we? No, we win 4-1 behind Tony Gonzalez. Another great start for Tony. Baker hits his 8th home run, win with 3 hits. All right. Now we got Garrett Crochet going against his former squad. And they beat us 2-0. We can't hit. Milwaukee now leading into the draft. We lose 8-5. Siani's ready to come off the DL, so Scott will go down. I don't like the fact that we're 47 and 42. We're in that wild card spot, but it's going to be a grind. All right, final game going into the draft. There's a 10-0 win. That's nice to see. What do we got going on here? Weatherholt Bernal, and Garcia each with 3 RBI. You like to see that. 23, 22, 23, driving in 9 runs. I'll take it. Walker 2 hits, scores 4 times. Why do you have Siani pinch hitting for Nootbaar? I mean, he got a hit, but come on. All right, we got the draft. I'm going to save real quick. All right, let's get into the first-year player draft. All right, who does it think? Thomas, it's still got Smith going too. Damn. Yeah, I mean, plenty of elite players, but this is the one I want. Kind of wish I had draft pick trading on. All right, well, let's get into it. We know who we want. He's not going to fall to us. In fact, no, he doesn't go number 1. Oh, wait, no, the draft hasn't started. Auto draft for the Nationals. Yep, there goes Mike Smith. Matt Smith, rather. He is going to be an absolute monster in this game. That's really disappointing. All right, number 2, Mike Thomas. Oof. That's a good draft for the Washington Nationals. All right, the Giants with the 3rd pick take that first baseman, and that leaves us at number 4. This Jamie Arndt is the best player available. I'm not taking a first baseman. We could take Brian Meyer. We definitely need a. We're gonna need a bat, and he's 21 years old, and I mean, I think we stick him in there now, and we just kind of look and see what else is available. But I mean, Rader could be better, but a little bit further off. Same thing with Emerson. Same thing with Martinez. I mean, these are all really good players. So we're picking. That's right. We don't have a 3rd round pick because of Tucker, but that's okay. I think there's a lot of talent in this draft. I wonder who's going to take 0160 Angst. If he ends up being a good ball player, we're going to have to change that name. Yeah, I think the pick here is Brian Meyer. OSA, I don't think he's going to hit for quite as much power, but he's really developed for a 21-year-old. I mean, yeah, just absolutely crazy numbers in college. So I think we take Brian Meyer here with our first pick. I call it a consolation pick because, Matt Smith is the man. But, yeah, Brian Knowles Meyer will be our first-round pick. Hopefully he develops better than our last first-round pick does. We'll go to our second pick here. And what do we got available? We have Cedric Braden, shortstop, Mark Mackey, 19-year-old starting pitcher with high work ethic from Groton, excuse me. I am from New England. I should be ashamed of myself. That's Groton, Massachusetts. Mike Spencer, JT Hansen, all good options. Mock draft-wise, Josh Foss is the highest rated player in the mock draft still available? Mike Spencer. We could take 0160 Angst, or we could take Kenton Deverman. No. Gillespie's just a 45 overall. Yeah, there was a lot of talent in the draft. A lot of it seems to have been picked over already. Flawed. Montgomery. I mean, Braden might be the pick here, just because he's a stud, or could be. Yeah, I mean, OSA likes him even more. But again, the medium development risk, high leader, good range. I mean, it's probably a third baseman with those ratings, but we can make him a first baseman. We could probably get away at second with the range and the arm. Yeah, Cedric Braden. I am good with that pick as our number 2. Now we got to wait until the 4th round before our next pick. We got Andy Patrick. I like that. 65 framing. He's probably going on the board unless I can find somebody else. We do need relief pitchers, but I'm not going to take a relief pitcher this early. Gonzalez, Jared Miller. Angsty boy is still there. High work ethic. Wega, Wisconsin. I mean, OSA thinks he's going to be an animal. I mean, I think we take Patrick, and then if Angst is still there, we'll take him. And then in the comments below, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to take Patrick, see if Angsty boy is still there. He's not. Where did he go? He went to the Cubs. I was going to say you guys could give me some options for his name. All right, so we've gone Meyer, Braden, Patrick. I think we could use... I mean, I don't want to... You're never going to draft based off need, right? Like, it's just not how baseball works. But it would be nice to pick up a pitcher here, given that we're in the 5th round or something. Who's the highest rated player that hasn't been selected yet? Eli Willits. It's 3.4 million. I mean, we can afford that, but I don't think I want to pay that right now. Ross Napolitan. Let's go old school, I guess. There's Napolitan. That's the guy we were just looking at. Good defensively. Good contact. Avoid K gap power. Napolitan's not a bad option. I think Malachi Washington's a great defensive outfielder. He's somebody I have to make sure I get here. We'll put Napolitan in, but we'll look at the pitchers and see. Matt Eubanks. Yeah, we can take... Oh, he's an impossible sign. That's why. That's too bad. Chris Daly. Looks all right. Really just a 2-pitch pitcher, though. RJ Cope, potential 75 stuff. Wait, is he a 2-way guy? He's got power, but I don't know that he's necessarily a 2-way guy. 6'8", 230 pounds. He's a beast at 19 years old. I say that a lot, the word beast. I got to come up with a different adjective to describe some of these players. Connor Langdon. He's another impossible. Seiberts. I think I'm going to take Napolitan, and then if Seibert's there with our next pick, we'll take him. He is. All right, so we're going to take Seibert here, and then I want to see if Malachi Washington is still there. Batters. He is. He's just 18 years old. But that defense is hard to pass up on. The bat is passable. You know, if he can end up with these ratings with that glove, yeah, Malachi Washington. What do we have for catcher framing? We got Dylan Moss. Nothing that I would overdraft for. Same thing with same. No, I don't know. John Newton looks okay. Let's go here. Let's see what we see. We got any knuckleballers? Slodick, but he's terrible. Knuckle curve. Dale James. This is where you start looking for the high work ethic guys. That's where you'll get those TCR bumps. And I don't want to say in every case, but in most cases, I could put Hawkinson there, but I don't think I'm ready to take him yet. Gresham, no. Henderson, a slider and a cutter. Strike many guys out for someone who's got 80 potential stuff and throws 94 to 96. I mean, OSA likes him. If he ends up 80, 45, 45, how much value does he really have, though? Tony Perez, that control is just brutal, but I mean, his control was okay in the. I mean, 4.3 walks per 9 isn't great, but Dan McCarthy. Miguel Romero. Changeup probably doesn't develop. I believe it still works that way. If they've got that 20 changeup, it probably never develops. So it's nice to look at, but I don't think it's realistic. Ryan Giroux. Again, 20 changeup. But this guy, I mean, he throws hard, man. 19 years old, potential velocity 98 to 100. We're going to take Ryan Giroux. I am intrigued with the stuff. Eyes are watering. Change up. Only in the 9th round, really. Beckwith, he had the change up, right? A lot of these guys have got change ups that likely aren't developing. Where's that pitch? I can't. And of course, now I can't remember that pitcher that I was looking at before Hawkinson. We'll take him here. Auto draft until next pick. Let's go back to batting potential. Cope was that 6'8" guy, right? Yeah, I think we take him here. Take a two-way guy in the whatever round we're in, the 10th. Batters. Ryan Hansen. He's I mean, probably a second baseman, third baseman with those ratings, but as long as he's not an impossible sign, we will go ahead and take him. Now we're going to start to get into. Let's go back to Draft Central and just sort of see what it gives us. Spencer Krasner, 50, 65, 45. Sure, that looks okay. What about John Hall? Yeah, that's fine. I was the best player available still. Next pick. Carson Bowman is the best player available. Gil Seha. Meh. Antonio Lopez. I mean, everybody's going to be flawed at this point, so can't get too picky. He's a 22-year-old catcher. Did pretty well for Hope International University. Take Robert Lombardo. If Dendy is there with the next pick, we'll take him. He's not. I'm going to take a reliever. This guy's got 60 contact. He's not a shortstop with that range error or arm. I mean, he's probably not. I mean, none of these players are probably going to turn into much, but we got a pitcher with high work ethic. That'll work. Rakowski. Nibla. He's got everything except the control. Sure. Travis Berry. It's pretty bad. I mean, these guys are all pretty bad at this point, right? Sort of relying on my scout to say, hey, here's a high work ethic catcher. Sure. You never know what you're going to get from a high work ethic catcher. Carson Applegate. Bit of a two-way guy. I mean, not really, but he can play everywhere on the infield. Sure, we'll take Carson Applegate. He demands the slot. The slot for a 17th round pick is what it is. Markham, Keanu Rodriguez. Oof. Sure, Markham is another two-way guy with high work ethic. Let's finish strong here. Who do they want us to take? Adrian Groff. Extreme fly ball pitcher who doesn't throw hard. He's going to get you hit pretty hard, my man. Bogdan Alexa. Just looking for anything green. Cole Ketchum? No. You know what? AI, you can draft the last 2 rounds. I'm good with that. All right, so there is the draft. Let's negotiate with our guys. Brian Meyer, we'll submit the offer. Yeah, we have plenty of money to make these signings. Not having a 3rd-round pick this year helps, I think. Draft was, I don't want to say draft was top-heavy. There was a lot of talent there, but a lot of it was potential high school talent, like Braden, for example. But Brian Meyer, I think, is going to be really, really good. All right, so now trade deadline, right? Yeah, trade deadline. We need pitching. We need relief pitching, and we could use a bat. Got anybody on the trade block that fits that description? We got Derek Hill. I mean, he is a better bat than what we're putting out there in center field, and he can hit. So does Miami want for Derek Hill? Crochet, Gonzalez, Walker, or Weatherholt? Get wrecked. I mean, this isn't gonna do anything, but it doesn't change it at all, actually. None of that changes the requirement at all. I mean, what can we get for Elwanger at this point? Just out of curiosity. He was the 5th overall pick last year. And we're getting a lot of similar talent, but maybe there's somebody who really wants to take a shot at recovering whatever he could be. I don't know. Drew Thorpe isn't a bad option. Hasn't been particularly good the last 2 years in AAA, but better than what we're getting out of Elwanger right now. You get Adolfo Sanchez. The ratings have increased, and this is what I'm looking for. We dipped. The potential, the overall potential is dipped. The overall potential dipped, so I'm not interested there. Okay, I mean, looks like Houston is interested in him. We get Hunter Brown, 3.6 in ARB this season. 27 years old. Pena, Jake Myers. I mean, Hunter Brown's not terrible. Sam Bachman from the Angels, ground ball guy, not developed yet. 26. Santucci, 23. Why is he in rookie ball? Sorry. I mean, obviously everyone's going to be flawed. I mean, we're not going to get. We're likely not to get an ace here or a back of the bullpen guy or something like that. But if I could find like a ground ball guy, Seaver King, how have his ratings been? The overall has, or the potential has not changed at all. The eye dropped a bit. All right, what are we willing to trade? There's not much on the big league roster that I'm willing to trade. What about from AAA? There's got to be somebody in AAA that I'm willing to move that might have some value to somebody. Let's try that. Yeah, that gets us a little. We can get Rafaela from the Red Sox. This was somebody I wanted last year. He's out for 3 months. I mean, and he signed long term. Gorman is. We could make another trade with the Red Sox. Impressive speed. Provide average defense. I mean, if he wasn't hurt, I think we make the deal with the Red Sox, but it doesn't help us this year. Well, I mean, it might help us this year. It's July, August. No, it wouldn't. James Hicks. Okay, now we're talking. Detmers being Shanuel. This talent has evaporated as well. That's disappointing at best. We can pick up Ben Joyce. We need bullpen help. He throws hard. Extreme ground ball guy. He's pitched well this year. He's not fully developed. Maybe we can work something with the Angels around Joyce and Detmers, maybe. Santos, how long is he out for? Yeah, see, this would be the guy if he wasn't out for 7 to 8 months. Maybe I talk to Seattle to see if they're willing to trade him to me anyway. Kumar Rocker, extreme ground ball guy. His stamina has evaporated as well. I mean, could we do something like Teodo and Rocker? Helps us defensively without, or helps us in the pitching staff without getting expensive or old. I'm not willing to give up any of those players though. I mean, Rocker, I don't know. Where's shop player? I want to see if I can get him. Yeah, we can. Perfect. Wonderful. All right. I'll trade him for Papum. 100%. He's going to be out. It's sort of like the pick the trade we made last year, but look at his season last year. for Seattle. Are you absolutely kidding me? Yep, we're going to trade Santos for Papum. 100%. Obviously doesn't help us this season, but put him on the 60-day, and now next year we've got another solid piece at the back end of the bullpen. Um, all right, I'm going to sim ahead a couple of days. Let's get through the Detroit series, then we'll take another look at it. I don't want to spend an hour and a half, kind of nitpicking through deals, but I think improving the bullpen is important. And then finding a bat that can step in and play center field, and we've got that bat there in Hill on the trade block, but I don't know if that's the move I want to make. What do we have for pitchers on the trade block right now? Yeah, it's all expensive guys. Well, I don't want to say all expensive guys. I don't necessarily know that. Like if we go to default, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. If we go to financial info, yeah. Of course, this doesn't show it by rating, so it's just showing all the expensive players. So I guess we can come here and do this, and we can customize, and we can add in the years left, salary. Yeah, it's all expensive except for maybe Ryan Walker. Walker's a fan favorite. He's not making a lot of money. Maybe we can talk to LA about Walker. Yep, they don't want much for him. Can I get Walker and Joyce? I can. Okay. Walker and Joyce for Radshits? Nope. I mean, do we just do this? I hate to give up on my first round pick so early, so I think. Who's this? Luis Gastelum, a 24-year-old in high A ball. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pull that trigger right now. So there's our bullpen help. Walker and Ben Joyce. So Liberatore, he can't go to AAA without being. Thompson will waive. I don't care about Thompson. And Slayton will go down for now as well because we can call him back up in a month. And we will call up Walker and Joyce. Joyce becomes our setup man. Walker becomes middle relief. AJ Puck middle relief used more often. I think I want to do this. Setup. He's been good, so we'll put him used more often. And so there's our bullpen help. We pick up Ryan Walker. He's nothing special. He's a sidearm guy, so he's much better against righties. So in fact, I think we're going to do specialist versus righties and then put him in as a middle reliever as well. Then we get Ben Joyce, who still has some room to grow, but an extreme ground ball guy who throws 100 plus, and he's had a good season so far this year with the Angels. So there is our bullpen help. We win 7-4. Bar, Siani, Walker, Burleson all homer. Walker comes in, pitches 7 innings, throws 7 pitches in his debut. We still need that offensive help, though. I mean, a lot of it would be cured if Weatherholt started hitting at a higher rate, because you can swing. You can't swing a 150 batting average, but you can swing, a 200 batting average if everybody else is hitting. So, all right. And if we can do it without giving up Elwanger, I mean, I guess that's preferred, right? Have our guys signed. Patrick signed. Washington signed. Well, Washington didn't have a chance to sign. He was a draft pick that didn't have money assigned to him. Krasner. Disable the AI. How's Appenzeller doing? Well, I mean, he's 19, so we're going to let him stay in rookie ball this year, I think. we got some players who are developing in Double A, which is nice, and I think we're still waiting on most of our draftees. So let's get through the series with Detroit. Gonzalez today. It's a 6-1 win. Baker homers. Ciani has 3 hits. Yeah, Weatherholt's not hitting, and we're just going to let him continue to go. Ben Joyce pitches well in his Cardinals debut. Now Crochet. My 2 big guys, both 10-4 on the season. This is a big win for us offensively. Tucker, 2 hits, 3 runs scored. Paredes, 2 hits, 3 runs scored. He and Walker both homer. 5 2/3, but he gets the win. We look for the sweep. Keaton Wynn plays for Detroit. So at the end of this season, I will kind of go through and I'll look at, look at the teams and look at the team stats and stuff, and not just us, but I want to slow down a little bit now that we're into this. I want to slow down here a little bit and take our time, kind of going through the seasons and stuff. So we got Palante going today as we look for the sweep. Get it with a 6-5 win. 3 hits for Tucker. That's nice to see. Weatherholt's up to 209. Gets his 3rd home run. Paredes, Walker, Baker, Tucker all homer. Walker gives up a run, but Joyce and Henkes at the back of the lineup, at the back of the rotation, do their thing. All right, let's get to the All-Star game, and then we will see about trying to add that bat at during the All-Star break. McGreevy today. 3-0. We're a game behind the Cubs. Crooks 2 hits and an RBI. Burleson 2 hits. Yeah, our catching has been fine from an offensive perspective. McGreevy with a great start. I'm glad I didn't trade him, man. Thought about it. Glad I didn't trade him. He's been good. All right, so final game against Tampa, and then we'll look at who made the All-Star team as a 4-1 loss. Oof. Who made the All-Star team for your St. Louis Cardinals. It looks like all of our players have agreed to their Tell me he's hurt already. Where did you put him? Where is our draft pick? I am confused. So Ethan Moore, we can enable. Got him in the Florida State League. Did I just not see him? In the other one? Where is he? I am really confused. We are, however, going to start him. Oh, he's still in the draft league. Okay, right. He's still playing in the draft league. All right, that is fine. What was I looking at? Oh, I wanted to see who made the All-Star team. Let's see the American League there. Pause it if you'd like. Crochet makes it. Gonzalez makes it. No surprise there. Yamamoto is the starter. So we get our 2 big starters, Crochet, Gonzalez. Any offensive players make it? Lars Nootbaar, really? Okay. Lars Nootbaar, the All-Star. Interesting. All right, so we need a bat. Baker's, he's putting up an 868 OPS, and we get Encarnacion Strand back in a week, or a week and a half. So I don't think we need help at first base. I think it's center field, and that answer is Hill. But can we get him? I guess that's the bigger question. question. Myers is also really good out in center field. Um, he's not great with the bat. I guess Hill's not great with the bat either, but he's actually is he? I mean, he's better. Yeah, Derek Hill is better. All right, let's talk to Miami and see if we can make this work. Yeah, see, like that's just absurd. Like, come on, man. All right, so Houston was trading Myers. Yeah, even they want more than I'd like to give up. Baez is one of the few power bats we have in the minors. I I talked about making peripheral moves and not kind of going all in, and I think this is where that's going to be tested. I think we stick with what we have here, and just hope that we can get continued development from Weatherholt. If Siani can finish around 200, we take it. Um, yeah, Garcia's 9 for 55. We've got some bats that are not getting it done. But Burleson won't play much once we get Encarnacion. I think we just roll with what we have. I don't want to. Why do we have no money for extensions? What is going on here? We have all sorts of people coming to the ballpark. Our payroll jumps to over $200 million. Yeah, we got a lot of players eligible for free agency, or a lot of players eligible for arbitration, and a lot of these players won't be back. So we will be making some moves from some of these players. So we will have some money to play with. So let's keep simming. I think with the way things have gone this year, I think we made the moves to improve the bullpen. If we can end up with a top 2, top 3 pitching staff and the best defense, I think that gives us a shot if we can make the postseason. I think is really what it comes down to. So we have Baltimore coming out of the. Should be able to go Gonzalez and Crochet too, right? Yeah, so we're going to go. We're just going to go strict for the day so that it doesn't accidentally start Crochet today. First game out of the break. 54 and 44. No, it is a 4-3 win. So we will now go here and put this on highest rested. The all-star Lars Nootbaar with a home run. 3 hits for Weatherholt. That's nice to see. Bernal. Yeah, I mean, with Bernal hitting 280, I think we're getting. He's been above average with the glove as well. Gonzalez with another great start. Crochet today. He loses. We got Quinn Matthews. We win 4-3. So we take 2 out of 3 from Baltimore. We're tied for first place. Win 2 hits, 2 RBIs. He triples. 3 hits for Jontinson, excuse me. Walker's been good in his 4 innings for us. You don't need a ton of offense if you're pitching really well. You need enough. We'll get to the deadline. We'll get to the 31st and see what's available there for us, I guess. All right, Cleveland. Another win, this time 5-4 and 10. Win 3 hits. Weatherholt, couple of hits. Tucker's at 206. That is rough, man. That is rough. He's got to pick it up. Braden has signed. And I'm just keeping an eye. I almost put him on the 40, man. I'm just keeping an eye on our third baseman to see when he hops into the minors, so that I can put him in A-ball. We will let the AI set some things up here. Rodriguez, that's going to be a bat, man. If he can develop even a little bit of catching, and I think we may work on his defense in the offseason. Baez, slow going, but it's coming. Then we got Clemente and Showalter, both in the minors, who are making some moves. Contreras, we're going to have to call him up soon, but that's fine. Palante today. Lose 4-1. Now back to the top of the line, rotation, and Gonzalez. 2-1 loss. All right, so we lose back-to-back games. We're still tied for first. All right, we're at the deadline. Let's start the deadline. I don't normally do the deadline day. I don't like feeling rushed, honestly, but we will see what is available. Patrick Sandoval, ground ball guy. On this version, he's not. Gossman, Sonny Gray, we could get back. We don't really need any more pitching. Bouchard's not a bad bat. He's a platoon guy, though. Can we do this? No. All right, well, I thought maybe we could bring in Bouchard, who's had a nice season for Colorado this year. His ARB number next year ARB number goes up. Not crazy about that, but that's okay. I think we made the changes we needed to make from a pitching perspective. Myers just can't hit. Like, I think you can get away with a lack of offense if you've got defense like Hill does. But again, it's more than I'm prepared to give you. What was that package we had put together? Those two? Yeah. All right. Let's just get back to the trade block, see if there's anybody else there. I mean, Hill would be a nice addition, but I'm not ready to give up, actual real talent on the back end. Jose Siri, another great defensive player who can't really hit. I mean, he's got some power. That ARB number's a little bit higher than I would like. Looks like we are done. Yeah. Looks like we're done. All right, so let's go ahead and sim this day. We'll let the deadline pass. Lose 3-0, which is a little disconcerting, given that the offense is what we were just looking for. We'll let this kick over. We'll look at development. We'll look at the stats, and then we'll call it an episode. And then next episode will be hopefully the postseason. All right, so Santos gets a little worse, but still we didn't trade much to get him. Henkis gets worse. That's not great, but he's had a really good season for us. Gonzalez gets a little worse. Did he? Potential stuff. Yeah, I mean, everything is dropping for Gonzalez. So I'm just hoping that he can pitch well enough to give us a couple of years in that contract. Weatherholt, I think he'll be fine, I'm sure. Krasner was one of our picks of this year, right? Yeah. Facundo. Okay, there's Brian Meyer. He is in rookie ball now, so we're going to go ahead and he's still with the keys. When does this league end? Whenever it ends, he'll be on our A-ball roster. All right, so stats. Gonzalez, yeah, and it's the same as it was at the end of June, right? Gonzalez, Crochet, Henkis, McGreevy, Matthews and Palante have been carrying us. Walker, since coming over, it's 3 runs in 5 2/3, 7 Ks, no walks. Ben Joyce, since coming over, he's given up 3 runs and 6, struck out 10, walked 2. Estrada's had a nice bounce back season, considering how last year went for him. I'm happy with what we're getting out of him. So yeah, we've rebuilt the bullpen a little bit. Rebuilt the pitching staff really entirely, so I'm happy with the way things look there. Offensively, it's still not great, but I think we're starting to lean into some of our young talent. Garcia's up to 250, so that's nice to see. His first pro home run. Weatherholt at 200, but again, he's going to be fine with those ratings. He's never going to hit for a lot of power, but development between now and next year, he's probably our leadoff hitter next year, which is terrific. You can move Nootbaar down a little bit and put him into a run-producing type role. Mason Wynn having a good year. The average is up. Contact is up. Power is up. He's stolen a bunch of bases. Jordan Walker has given us what we needed. He's slumped a little bit, but certainly an improvement over last year. Paredes has been good. The average a little low, but that's what you're going to get out of him. If he ends up with 23 home runs, I'll take it. He's signed to a reasonable contract, 5 years at 60. Nootbaar has been fine. Jimmy Crooks, as our backup catcher, in quotes, has been solid with that. Yeah, our 2 catchers are both hitting about 275. Almost identical offensive numbers. Wow. Tucker, his average is at 208. At this point, you're just hoping that he can get to 230 with 25 home runs, and he's been above average in right field, and you just sort of take it at this point and then hope that next year things are better. Hamilton and Burleson have been bad. At least Hamilton has given us some base stealing and a little bit of extra base power. So that's kind of where we are. We are 56 and 48 on August 1st. We went 13 and 11 in June, so 29 and 22 our last 2 months. So at this point, I will sim up to, we'll look into September, probably somewhere around here. Kind of go with this. Actually, might go here because we're playing division rivals here, so we'll sim through this Red Sox series in September, and then I'll come back there. If we're either completely out of the race or completely in the race, if we get really hot or really cold, I might just sim to the end of the season, but we'll probably be coming back right here around September 21st against Cincinnati. Let me know how you think we did this trade deadline. I'm happy with it. I want to know your thoughts, though, so leave them in the comments below. And thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.